What in fuck's name are you doing? Oh!
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm joined once again by the Warsaw champion himself. Congratulations, Enrico.
Thank you.
How does it feel to take your third major win?
It's really nice, especially with Enel.
Every time we talk about Enel, the list is somehow evolves again. And today I want you to answer a really interesting question that appeared in the comment. The question was, Enel is so nice because it has tons of options. It's probably the most fun deck in the game. I started playing this set and I have been a lot of fun with it. Has there ever been a deck this fun and versatile?
Nice question. I've been always a fan of blue and purple decks. I think there were some similar decks to Enel in the past, but Enel is for sure one of the best decks to play to have fun. For sure. I think this also reflected in my last two tournaments. I didn't feel any boredom at all playing this deck. I think I played in the past similar decks like Sanji for sure was one of my favorite ones, the blue-purple Sanji and the blue-purple Rage as well. So I'm a big fan of this combination usually. And this deck really reflects similar aspects to these decks. So for sure, yeah, it's a lot of fun because every game is different. You can do a lot of things with the deck. You can play any matchup. Also, the most challenging ones, like the yellows, are usually quite nice to play. And yeah, of course, playing this deck for a big tournament, it's always nice because then it really challenges the player. I think it gives the player a big chance to let their skill shine. And yeah, I think maybe it's tied with the blue-purple Sanji. Is one of my favorites of all times. And yeah, I'm quite happy that we will play still this deck for at least 1 month. So maybe even more. Who knows?
And they have a common Reiju.
Yeah, yes.
Before Lille, we had what we called a more standard version in the last video. After Lille, you added the senior thing. And then later we saw the deck move away from Dog and include Franky instead. And now we are seeing Zoro and Law entering the list as well. Since the last time we talked about Enel on the channel was in Lille, around Lille. I wanted to ask you specifically about this latest addition. Let's start with the bloggers and then move on to the Zoro, that is the spicy card. What made you decide to include these cards? What they bring to the deck compared to the previous version?
For the blogger package, so first of all, I think the one that we need to talk about is Reiju. Also, last time we were playing it, but I think now I'm pretty convinced that this card is mandatory in the deck list just for the Nami matchup. I think it really helped me also against green decks like Mihawk, RG Luffy. I think the card in general is just good. It's funny because we used to play it in the very first version of the deck. I think when the spoiler just came out, and then we cut it, and then we put it back. And yeah, now I'm confident with 4 copies. I don't think I can play less than 4 just because of the Nami matchup. Honestly, it's a really good card. It's really hard to deal with for most decks. And yeah, it's very solid. For the Franky, this card that we didn't play in Lille. Or yes, I don't remember. No, we didn't play.
No. You played Reiju and Senior Pink.
Yeah. So actually, I saw it in that tournament from a lot of really good pro players. We tested it a bit back in the days, but it didn't really convince us. And then when I retested it, now I cannot play without it. I think it's a really nice card because it helps you finding the right pieces for the combos. It filters out your hands. If you have too many bricks, you can just discard them. And yeah, just in general, it's a very solid card for consistency. I ran 2 copies in Warsaw, but going forward, I would like to play 3. I was actually on 3 until the Friday before the tournament, and then I carried down to 2. But to be honest, I felt like sometimes I was missing it. So I think 3 copies is just the sweet spot for the card. And yeah, there is not really any downside to this card. It's good in every matchup, basically. So yeah, I think looking towards the next tournaments, I would run 3. For the Law, this card I insulted so much in the past. It's actually funny that I ended up playing it. But the way that I think the mirror match developed in the last few weeks really allows you to win mirror matches with this card. It was really nice against rogue decks, against tier 2 decks. I faced Ace, Lucy's, green decks in general, yellow Enel. I think against any other matchup that is not really probably Nami is one of the matchups where like the card is not really insane because you have very few spots to play it. But in any other matchup was really nice. Also having the option to play a lot of 4-drops on turn 2 gives a lot of consistency to the matchups where actually it's better to develop a 4-drop instead of multiple 1-drops on turn 2. And yeah, I feel like playing 2 is the sweet spot. I wouldn't run more than 2. I think some people is trying to run 3 now, but to be honest, at least for me, I rarely played more than 1 Law in any matchup. Probably you can cut it down to 1 if you want to make room for the dog, but yeah, I think for me 2 is good. For the banished Zoro, a lot of people ask me about this card. To be honest, I don't really recommend to play it. The idea behind this card was brought up by Johnny. He's also a really well-known player. The theory behind this card was that he would help us get rid of the random factor against yellow decks, especially blue-yellow Nami. That is the toughest matchup for the deck. And we tested it a little bit. Actually, I never tested it. I just saw it from Johnny on the Friday before the event, before we took our plane. And then we played a bunch of games. The card was really nice if played on curve. But we are not running the 6-cost Rayleigh in our Nami list. So I think going to the tournament, I saw it a lot more in the Nami deck lists. And the card I got, of course, a lot worse because there was really a good answer from them to kill it. Overall, during the whole run, I mean, I decided to play it because it was mostly a challenge with Johnny. I was like, if I had 2 copies of this card in my book, I would just play it. And then I had it, so I had to play it. Going back, I probably wouldn't have played the card because for the spread of matchups that I have faced was not really great. It helped me a lot against the yellow Enel matchup. It was actually insane in that matchup. But of course, I wouldn't go to a tournament thinking about that matchup since it's a very unpopular deck. So overall, the card was bad, I would say. Most of the times, I just discarded it for the NL effect, Franky, or just as a 1K. And when I was bottom decking with like searchers, I was like, yes, finally, I don't need to play this card. So yeah, it was really bad. In the top 8 match against Luigi, I think I didn't draw it to game 1, so I couldn't say it would have been good. And on game 3, I drew it, but I knew that he was playing Rayleigh because I saw it in game 1, and I had the option to play Enel. So I was like, okay, if I play now Zoro and he plays Rayleigh, I just lose the game. So I just play Enel, and then I swung 7 leads, and he discarded Rayleigh. So I was like, maybe this was the right choice. And so yeah, overall the card was not insane. I wouldn't recommend playing it going forward. It's not worth it in my opinion.
And to wrap up this short video celebrating your victory, I want to ask you one final question, something I've seen come up a lot lately and something you also answered on your X account. Will the Enel list keep changing? And where can people follow these updates and keep up with your latest builds? Also, there is a little discount code.
Yes. I think it's hard to say where we're gonna land with the NL deck lists, because the thing is that also other decks are changing constantly, especially Nami, that is the biggest counter to NL. And what I have seen is also that other decks are developing based on Nami and NL. So for sure, the deck lists can change from regional to regional, especially this month that is packed with regionals. We have one next week, one in 2 weeks, and then another one, then another one. Like we have a lot. So I know also for the guys overseas that there is like a lot of tournaments. So it's not easy to say what you can expect from one tournament. What I know now is that the most hated deck in the format is Nami. So what I've seen also in Warsaw was more targeting for that deck, so more Nami counters. Because people is like, what I am noticing is that people is fine with losing to Enel because it's a skill deck, but sometimes they're really mad if they lose to Nami. So a lot of people they're now saying, okay, I will just run some Nami counters. So if I face the deck, I'm not gonna lose to random triggers. So it's more like a psychological thing. And Enel needs to adapt also to those decks. I think the risk that Enel was running in the latest tournaments was that he was building for Nami too much, and we will risk to lose to other tier 2 decks like Lucy and the Ace. And this is something that I always avoided. I think a simple example would be running 2 Divine Departure. I think I'm one of the very few pro players that is still running 2. And I think it's the right choice in my opinion, because I faced a lot of decks that would just play the 10 cost Newgate, and then I would just have my 1 Divine Departure, because the other one I would send on bottom probably, or like just discard sometimes. And I was always happy to have it in my hand. So I think what I also said in my latest chapter on the guide that I released, I don't know when this video will be published. Okay, I released it in the last 2 days, I think. What I also said is that, because a lot of people ask me like, why, like, would you run the dog or not? Like, I think it depends on the player, to be honest. I don't think there is like DNL deck list, the like secret sauce, or like the final build.
The final deck list.
Yes. There is no perfect 50. Anybody saying like I got the perfect 50, they don't, like, I don't even say it, I don't want the tournament. So it's it really depends on your playstyle. I think playing the dog gives you some things, and takes some things from you. So it's kind of like give and take. Every card in the deck is like pros and cons. So you gotta make sure that like it really reflects like your playstyle, and you're comfortable with playing all the cards you're playing. Because I think Enel is a very flexible deck, and like it can really change based on the player. A good example would be like playing Holly, playing Barry, playing Sanji 2K. A lot of cards, like I'm flooded with messages like, why don't you play this? Why don't you play that? Like reasons behind choices. My answer is always like, this is perfect for me. I don't know for you. But yeah, I know of, for example, the other guy that I faced in the finals is a shout out to Lunatic. He's a really nice guy. We speak daily, and his list was different from mine. We were running different, I think 5 or 6 different cards, and like still he managed to get to the finals. So like his quiz was completely different from mine, and still like I think a lot of other NLs were running different lists, and they made top cut insane scores. So to be honest, I don't think you should say, oh, this player is playing this list, so this is the best. Like never do that. I think you can fine tune the deck list to your needs. But yeah, for sure we will see my deck list from Warsaw next week. Maybe in Barcelona we will see other deck lists, and then maybe in Venice other deck lists, and then maybe at the end of the meta we won't even know like what was the best deck list. Nobody will know, and maybe in the OP16 meta is going to change as well. So yeah, I think it's just make choices based on your playstyle. That's the best approach.
So keep an eye on the guide, because you're gonna update with the newest information.
Yes.
With the code Hill10, a little discount.
Yes.
And that's it for today's video. Thank you, Enrico, for taking your time to join us.
Thank you as usual.
Again, congratulations for your victory.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.